In the universe of Jujutsu Kaisen, domain expansions represent the most advanced barrier techniques that a sorcerer or a curse can employ. For this reason, they are seen as the pinnacle of Jujutsu sorcery, as they create an innate domain of the user within a barrier imbued with their innate curse technique. Within a domain expansion, the user's curse techniques become exceedingly more powerful, each with the incredible function of guaranteed hits. In this video, we will present the 17 domain expansions known so far in the series, ranked from weakest to strongest. Does your ranking match mine? There's only one way to find out. Watch until the end of the video so you don't miss any details. And if you are new here, activate the like expansion and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving more videos about the anime you love. Before we start the ranking, let's dive deep into the world of domain expansions, the ultimate technique of any Jujutsu user. Imagine it as the ability to create your own universe, a bubble where the rules are dictated by the sorcerer or the curse. There are 3 different types of domains. Incomplete domains. These are like drafts of domains. They have the structure but lack the heart, the curse technique that makes them truly dangerous. Without this essence, they are like empty shells, unable to fully exert their power. Lethal domains. Here is where things get serious. These are domains charged with malevolent energy, with an embedded curse technique. When someone enters, they are basically stepping into the arena of a chaos master. And the hits within these domains, they always land, no matter what. It's like having auto-aim always activated, a guarantee of pain for any unfortunate opponent. Non-lethal domains. These are more subtle but no less dangerous. Instead of causing direct physical harm, they manipulate the mind and will of the opponent. It's like being caught in a nightmare where the rules are defined by the nightmare itself. You can't escape, you can't resist. You can only submit. Now that we understand the concepts, it's time to dive into our list of Jujutsu Kaisen's 17 domain expansions, from the weakest to the strongest. Does your ranking match mine? Well, there's only one way to find out. Stay with me until the end of the video so you don't miss any details. Opening our ranking in the 14th position, which includes 5 participants, from 17th to 14th place, we have the domain expansions of Uru Takaku, Yuki Tsukumo, Ryu Ishigori, and Hanami. All of them occupy this position because, although we know that these characters can expand their domains, we have not yet seen how they function in detail. Therefore, they will be grouped together in the last place of the ranking, which leads us to move on to the next on the list. In 13th place stands the enigmatic Chimera Shadow Garden, created by the skilled hands of Megumi Fushiguro. Although his technique is a symphony of shadows, permeated with undeniable power, its limitations keep it at this level. Imagine a garden where shadows dance, flowing and twisting like living beings. It is in this shadowy garden that Megumi exerts his domain, shaping the darkness into nightmare forms. Thorny pillars emerge from the ground, roots snake through the air, and those who venture through these shadows risk falling into an endless abyss. But do not be deceived by the darkness. There is light in this shadowy domain. Megumi can summon black frogs that trap his targets, while shadowy clouds lurk in the skies, ready to strike at any moment. It was with this ability that he faced even a special grade curse, sneaking through the shadows and delivering fatal surprise blows. However, like all shadows, this one also has weaknesses. In 12th place, we present the intriguing deadly sentencing of Hiromi Higuruma. Imagine yourself in a magical courtroom where the user and their target are transported to a courtroom, assuming the roles of prosecutor and defendant. Around you, guillotines adorned with macabre symbols outline the sinister environment of this unique domain. But make no mistake, deadly sentencing is not a direct fatal blow. It is a trial, a simulation of magical justice. Here, violence is forbidden, and the trial begins without delay. The judge, knowledgeable of everyone's secrets, announces the accusations, which can be real or fanciful. Finally, the judge pronounces the verdict, determining the punishment based on the mysterious coins. In 11th place, we present the intriguing idle death gamble of Hikari Kinji. Imagine a mix between a pachinko machine and the romantic manga series, Private Pure Love. That's exactly what this technique is. Hikari's goal is like a quest for the Holy Grail, to align 3 symbols decorated with manga characters to trigger the jackpot. And when he succeeds, it's as if he won the cursed energy lottery, becoming practically immortal for a short period. But here's the trick. To achieve this feat, Hikari has to rely on luck, with odds of 1 in 239. When Hikari finally hits the jackpot, the domain disappears, and a manga-themed song starts playing, granting him unlimited cursed energy while the song plays. It's like a wave of power, allowing healing and making him invincible for a specific time. However, when the music ends, the cursed energy returns to normal, and the cycle starts again. In 9th place, we present the Horizon of the Skanda by Dagon. When this powerful being invokes his stomach as a special domain, it transports his adversaries to a paradisiacal scene of a stunning tropical beach, surrounded by a palm forest and a vast, sparkling ocean. However, as serene as it may seem, this idyllic setting hides a deadly power. Within this exotic domain, Dagon unleashes a lethal and infallible hit, allowing his Shikigamis to automatically attack opponents. For the adversaries, a sudden appearance of schools of fish makes defense almost impossible. The Shikigamis advance relentlessly, instantly devouring their prey, leaving little room for defense or escape. This impressive ability grants. In 8th place, the formidable Iron Coffin Mountain of Jogo emerges. This domain takes us inside an active volcano, a sealed stone chamber with large fissures in the walls and floor, from which massive amounts of magma pour out. The heat in this environment is so intense that an ordinary sorcerer would instantly combust. Jogo first unleashed this technique in a desperate moment when he needed to face Satoru Gojo and overcome his formidable limitless technique. The goal was clear: to use a guaranteed hit attack. However, while an ordinary sorcerer would succumb to the searing heat of the Iron Coffin Mountain, Gojo emerged unscathed and even protected Yuji Itadori from this hostile environment. Some may underestimate the power of Jogo's domain after seeing it confront Gojo, but it's important to remember that Jogo is one of the most fearsome curses in the series. If not for Gojo's intervention, his opponent would likely have been easily defeated. In 7th place, we have the Triple Woe of Yorozu. This technique allows Yorozu to expand her domain with mushroom-like appendages floating in an empty space. Being of the lethal type, this domain also possesses the guaranteed hit function. The appendages act as guides for the attacks, thus increasing their effectiveness. It is an extremely useful tool in combat, as it enables Yorozu to direct her attacks with precision, enhancing her chances of hitting the target. It is impressive to see how she masters and manipulates her domain to improve her accuracy and efficiency in attacks. This technique certainly elevates her as a formidable opponent in battle. However, just like Jogo, she also faced someone beyond the logic of the Jujutsu world, which was Sukuna. In 6th place, we present the Lunar Palace, Temporal Belly of Naoya Zenin. This domain transports us to an empty area, all in black with some floating particles, in a main stage known as Lunar Palace, Temporal Belly. The special function of this domain is the ability to inject animation frame films into the target's necks using projection sorcery. Within the domain, anyone who moves must follow the rule of 24 FPS, which are frames per second of projection sorcery. Otherwise, they will suffer numerous bloody injuries with each movement. In 5th place, we continue with Yuta Okatsu's expansion, True Love Dualism, a domain filled with scattered katanas, each imbued with a technique that Yuta has copied. He can use any of these techniques in his guaranteed hit attack, as he did in the fight against Sukuna, where he defined that his guaranteed hit would be the Angel's attack. In 4th place, we have Mahito's Mahayana Prison. When activated, it creates a large black environment around the target, where they are surrounded by giant hands joined together, forming a sort of flower. These hands are connected to various arms that intertwine, creating a network pattern that completely envelopes the target. The Mahayana Prison, or High Embodiment of Perfection, as it is also known, enhances the efficacy of the Idol Transfiguration Curse technique. It ensures that each attack hits the target's soul, being extremely precise and efficient. Some have described the sensation of being inside this domain as literally being in the palm of Mahito's hand. On the limited empty side, Gojo stated that the prison is practically a guaranteed victory for Mahito in a battle. It is fascinating how this domain can manipulate and directly hit the target's soul, making it extremely dangerous in combat for any enemy. Its efficacy is so formidable that, if not faced with due precautions, it can lead to Mahito's absolute success. In 3rd place, we have the Womb Perfusion or Womb Realm Enclosure of Kenjaku. When activated, this expansion creates a tower composed of grotesque and cursed totems, which seem to be manifestations of fused spirits. This tower has a powerful explosive force attack, similar to the direct strike of Maxima Uzumaki. However, the exact nature of this attack remains unknown, leaving us curious about its details. Kenjaku was the first to use this domain during his fight against Yuki. The fact that Kenjaku is considered the second-best barrier user in the world by Tengu, only behind him, cannot be denied. This also influenced this domain expansion to be placed in this position. This brings us to the next in our ranking. In second place, we highlight Satoru Gojo's Unlimited Void. This technique involves both Satoru and his adversaries, transporting them to a boundless void. This expansion creates a vast space of infinite knowledge, where information is limited only by the target's mind. This overwhelming information overloads the target, leaving them completely immobilized. It is as if the enemy's mind is overwhelmed by an infinite stream of information, making it impossible to think or act. Satoru describes this expansion as an almost guaranteed victory, as it completely traps the target. Within this void, the enemy experiences a peculiar phenomenon. They can see and feel everything, yet at the same time they can see or feel nothing, as if all the actions the person has ever taken in their life were forced upon them infinitely. This complete incapacitation leads the target to a state of suffering where they cannot do anything but face a slow death. However, it is important to note that this effect does not affect Satoru or anyone he is touching without intending harm. It is truly impressive how this domain expansion can completely dominate the target's mind, leaving them defenseless and unable to act. At the top of the list, claiming the first place, is Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine. As the name suggests, this shrine creates a distorted environment resembling a mad Buddhist shrine to consecrate the devil. The site is shrouded in dark waters and bull-shaped skulls scattered on the ground. The shrine's structure has horns on the roof and skulls hanging from it, while the crude entrances are marked by large, terrifying mouths. The guaranteed hit of this expansion is relentless, cutting everything within its range with two types of slicing attacks: cleave and dismantle. Sukuna can choose which attack to use depending on the type of target, for example, using cleave to hit those with cursed energy and dismantle to hit the opposite. During a battle against Maharaga, for example, Sukuna unleashed the power of the Malevolent Shrine, causing enormous destruction. He used his domain to unleash a torrent of slashing attacks within a 140-meter radius. Additionally, Sukuna can extend the range of his attacks by creating an escape route within the domain using a binding vow. It is crucial to emphasize that the Malevolent Shrine could be matched with the Unlimited Void in a domain clash, but only within a barrier. During the battle between Sukuna and Satoru Gojo, the range of the Malevolent Shrine exceeded the barrier of the Unlimited Void, and thus the structure of Satoru Gojo's barrier could not withstand the powerful slashing attacks of the Malevolent Shrine, resulting in Satoru Gojo being hit by Sukuna's guaranteed strike. Finally, this was my ranking, classifying the Jujutsu domains from weakest to strongest. Do you agree? Disagree? I would love to hear your opinion so we can discuss it, because that's always the best part. Thank you to everyone who watched until the end.